here's my office for the day again. I mean, how many posts like that have you seen? They just get lost and lost and lost. If you see my arse on LinkedIn, believe me, you're going to remember it, because there aren't many arses on LinkedIn. If you want to get attention in business, then you need to stand out. And if you want to stand out, then you need to be different. You need to be doing things that are different to what everybody else is doing, especially different to what your competitors are doing. The world is awash with people producing the same kind of content, the same kind of marketing material, and everything just gets lost. So if you want to be different, then you need to find a reason to be different. You need to have your personality shine through. You need to have core values that are different to everybody else. And I think as a general piece of advice to business owners looking to create marketing material, I think it's very important that you have a big hand in this yourself. Far too often when it comes to brand creation, when it comes to marketing ideas, businesses hand them over to marketing agencies and just think, oh, well, they must know what they're talking about because they are a marketing agency. But I find that, more often than not, these marketing agencies are actually probably too scared to do something that is going to stand out because they think that they may get looked on weirdly, or that it's wrong for your business or it's wrong for your brand. Nobody knows your business and nobody knows your brand like you do. And I always say that the key word in personal brand is personal. And when you hand over your own brand to somebody to outsource and they create content for you, whether that's writing LinkedIn thought leadership posts or writing posts for you on Instagram or whatever it may be, you read them and you know that's not truly you. You need to do this yourself. You need to take control of this and let your personality, let your ideas, let your brand values shine through. Now, I'm not talking about being different for the sake of being different or doing something provocative just for the sake of being provocative. If you can be different and provocative for the right reasons, then yeah, I'm absolutely all for it. But make sure it still kind of aligns with the rest of your business. I mean, just as an example of that, I actually recently was talking to a marketing agency who wanted to do some work with me. And one of the first things they said is, we need to change some of your public bits of personality, some of your public content, because we think the image you give across isn't right for a business owner, for a guy working in finance, etc. And what they're talking about is, pictures of my arse on Kilimanjaro or hanging half naked off the back of a boat or something. And I completely disagree with that. Now listen, what I'm saying there is I get that those pictures and those posts aren't for everyone, and that some people will maybe find my posts or my personality inappropriate or offensive or whatever that may be. They may not get me, they may not gel with me. But what's really important to know is that, what you see on my social media is what you get if you saw me in real life. So I always say, look, if you don't like me on social media, you're not going to like me in real life. And if you don't like me in real life, we're not going to be doing any business together. So why the fuck do I care anyway? I think you need to take that logic and apply that to your businesses. So don't let anybody else tell you who you should or shouldn't be, because even for the people who look at my posts and think, oh, that's a bit cheeky, or I wouldn't be doing that, believe me, they still remember them. It still stands out more than it would with somebody doing something normal, just another typical post of a person sat there with the laptop going, oh, here's my office for the day again. I mean, how many posts like that have you seen? They just get lost and lost and lost. If you see my arse on LinkedIn, believe me, you're going to remember it, because there aren't many arses on LinkedIn, and that will then jog your memory to want to do some business with me. If you want to get attention, you've got to stand out. If you want to stand out, you've got to be different. What can you be doing that's different, that your competitors aren't doing, that your peers aren't doing, and is going to make people remember you? There's only one thing worse than being talked about, and that's not being talked about at all.